I've helped over 100 people with no project management experience break into the field. Almost every single one of them used the same 30-day system to do it. And almost every single one of them was stuck before they found it, sometimes for years.
Now, if you're interested in becoming a project manager, learning how real IT projects are run, and building actual project management experience, then why not join us inside the Eddy system on School? It's a practical space for people who want to stop just watching project management content and actually start practicing. There's a community tab for conversations, networking, and real PMO activity, a calendar tab with live phase gate sessions every Monday and Thursday, and a classroom filled with training, PM tools, and resources to land a job. There's also a simulation platform where students pick realistic IT projects, make decisions, create deliverables, and move their projects forward. On the screen, there's a link, or you can simply click the link in the description of this video, and we'll see you inside.
Today, I'm going to walk you guys through exactly how it works. Before we go deeper, a little bit about me and myself. I've been an IT project manager for over 8+ years. I've worked remotely from places like Mexico, Colombia, Peru, Argentina, you name it. And I've even made, in a single year, $300,000 doing this work. But the part of the work that I'm most proud of isn't the income or the remote stuff. It's actually the 100+ people that I've helped break into project management. Most of them with zero PM experience when they were getting started. I've watched this transformation happen up close dozens of times. People who've been stuck for years, taken every course, gotten every certificate, and finally building real experience for them in 30 days using the same system I'm about to walk you guys through right now. So when I tell you the experience gap is fake, I'm not speculating. I've actually watched it dissolve person after person when they stop chasing more theory and they actually start building more proof. Now here's a cycle that most aspiring project managers get trapped in. You decide you want to break into project management, so you start doing what everyone else tells you to do. You buy a prep course, you buy, you watch 50 hours of YouTube videos, you memorize the PMBOK terminology, you pass the certification, you feel ready, you start applying, and then every job posting says the same thing, 2 or 3 years of experience required. So you do what feels logical, right? You go back to studying harder, you get another certification, you watch more videos, you convince yourself that if you just learn one more framework, one more methodology, you'll finally be qualified. But none of that is what's actually missing. What's missing isn't more knowledge, it's proof. Companies aren't rejecting you because you don't know what a Gantt chart is. They're rejecting you because you can't show them a project that you've run, deliverables that you've built, decisions that you've made under pressure, conversations that you've had with stakeholders. Most aspiring project managers have read more about project management than the average working project manager, but they have nothing to show for it. So that's the trap, guys. The whole career coach industry is built around selling you more information when what you need is more proof. And every month you stay inside that cycle, you fall further behind the small percent of people who have figured this out already. There is a way out, and it doesn't take years. It takes 30 days. Now here's the most important idea in this video. You do not need a job to build project management experience. Read that again. You do not need a job to build project management experience, because almost every person watching this is operating from the same opposite assumption. They believe somewhere deep down that experience can only come from a company hiring them. And until that happens, they're stuck. That assumption is completely wrong. Think about what project management actually is. When you strip away the certifications and the buzzwords, it's thinking clearly, planning, organizing, communicating, making decisions, solving problems, tracking work. You can practice every single one of those things without a company, without a boss, without a team, and without a job offer. You just need 4 things: a simple project scenario that you choose yourself, the basic PM tools like a charter, a RAID log, a status report, and maybe a few others, a weekly cadence that you actually follow, and a plan that takes you through the whole thing in 30 days. That's the whole game. You don't wait for experience, you actually build it yourself. Once you've actually run a project from kickoff to close out, even a small one, even a simulated one, you walk into interviews differently. You can describe a real project, you can talk about real decisions you made, you can show real deliverables. You don't sound like someone trying to convince a hiring manager that you're qualified. You sound like someone who's already done the work. Now, the next 30 days could look something like this if you're looking to build experience. So 4 weeks where each week builds on the last. Week 1 is all about foundation. You're setting up your real project that you can actually run. You start by picking a practice project, something realistic, not like a textbook case study, something like maybe launching an online course or planning a renovation or organizing a community event or building a website. The project doesn't need to be glamorous, but it needs to be specific. Then learn the 5 phases at a basic level. So initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and closeout. Most courses bury this in 40 hours of theory, but you can learn the working definitions in like 30 minutes. Next, map out who would be involved in this project, who are the stakeholders, who are the sponsors, who are the end users. Even if your project is hypothetical, you can assign real names like your friend, your spouse, your boss to each role, because in interviews, you need to talk about people, not abstractions. Finally, write a 1-page project vision. What is this project? Why does it exist? What does success look like? And by the end of week 1, you have a project, a structure, a stakeholder map, and a vision document. You're no longer theorizing, you're actually now running a project. Now, week 2 is where most aspiring PMs find out what they've been missing this whole time. Because in week 2, you've actually built 6 core deliverables every working PM uses, like a project charter, a RAID log, a RACI matrix, a project schedule, a status report, a budget tracker, 6 artifacts. Each one takes around 20 to 30 minutes to build the first version. And by Friday of week 2, you have a complete PM starter toolkit. You got your real documents in a project folder that you built yourself. And this is the part that most people have never done before. They've watched videos about RAID logs, they've read about charters in their PMP prep book, but they've never actually created one for a project that they're running. That's the difference, guys. And the difference is exactly what hiring managers are scanning for in interviews. Now, week 3 is where the deliverables stop being templates and start being a real running project. Every day you do 3 things. You make a decision that the project requires, you update one of your PM tools to reflect that decision, and you document how you made the call and why. And you do it in a format that you can talk about in interviews later. Then you actually work through realistic scenarios, like maybe a vendor stops replying to you, or a stakeholder gives you confusing requirements, or your timeline slips, or testing finds a bug. You don't just read about how to handle these situations. You decide what you would do and document the decision and update the project to reflect it. And so by the end of week 3, you've got a charter, a RAID log, a RACI matrix, a status report, and these are no longer static documents. They're documents that have been touched by real decisions, real escalations, real trade-offs. That's what hiring managers mean when they say, give me an example. You finally have one now. Now, week 4 is where you turn everything that you've built into something a hiring manager can actually evaluate. You take your documents like your charter, your RAID log, your schedule, your status report, and you polish them up, you clean the formatting, you make sure that they've got real names and real dates so that when someone opens a file, it looks like a project that actually happened. Then you package it into a PM portfolio, a simple folder, a simple link, 6 artifacts, plus 1-page summary of what the project was. That's it. Then comes the most important piece. You build your interview story, the 90-second version of the project, what it was, why it existed, what you did, what went wrong, how you handled it, and what changed because of you, because of the project. This is the part that closes the loop. Most aspiring PMs walk into an interview with abstract talking points and certifications. You can now walk into a PM interview with a project, a folder, with deliverables, a story, and by the end of week 4, you have a full portfolio, you're interview ready, and 30 days of kind of real work that you can do, that you can show that you know how to actually be a project manager. Here's a quick example. About a year ago, a woman in her late 30s reached out to me, 6 years as a project coordinator at a healthcare company. She was smart, reliable, completely passed over for the PM role. Her boss kept giving it to her external hires. And she spent 2 years studying, and she actually got her CAPM. She watched every PM YouTube channel that existed. She read 3 different PM prep books. Nothing changed for her. 30 days into using this system, where she had a portfolio of deliverables that she actually built, 45 days in, she had a project coordinator promotion offer at a different company. 60 days in, that company moved her into a junior PM role. The shift wasn't more knowledge, it was finally having something to actually show that you've done the job. So here's the whole 30-day system in one breath. Week 1, pick a project, learn the structure, map the stakeholders out. Week 2, build the 6 core deliverables. Week 3, run the project for a week and document every decision that you're making. And then week 4, package it into a portfolio and build your interview story. You don't wait for experience, guys. You actually have to just go out there and build it. And so I put all of this into a step-by-step free playbook that you can actually download right now. 8 realistic scenarios with worked through decisions, PM scripts for talking like an operator, case studies from students who have actually used the system and got success. And the whole thing is free. Link is in the description below. So if you've been stuck for years, this is the cleanest 30 days you can spend. Drop a comment below with what project you're going to use to build your experience. I do read all the comments, and if nothing else, I will see you guys on the next one.